I testified before your committee last April along with a medical doctor and a former dental board employee. The testimony examined the corruption, the harassment, and criminal acts by the State Board of Dentistry, and it was shocking. And there's no doubt it was embarrassing for the dental board. Since then, all three of us have claimed retribution and harassment by the Board of Dentistry. If you're looking for reasons to believe this board has changed, it hasn't. Dentists are still terrified of this board. In August, I received a complaint filed by former board president Maria LaSalle claiming I had violated my consent decree by giving my truthful testimony to this committee. Although the consent decree specifically had an appeal to the district court, the dental board didn't care. They ignored this. And I was made aware they were going after my license. If your committee wouldn't have intervened, the dental board may have taken my license. This is a gross abuse of power. In December, Board President Jerome Smith wrote this committee a letter dismissing all charges against me. However, in an attempt to justify the board's actions against me, he slandered me. This letter right here is full of lies and falsehoods that clearly aren't reflected by the record. Dr. Smith's been provided with the facts, but is yet to correct his mistakes, and he refuses to sit down and have a conversation with me about it. They have broken the law, they have perjured themselves, they have misused the process against me, and they've covered it up, and they continue to lie about it. They just don't care. They believe they're above the law. In 2006, I returned to my hometown and opened 2 dental offices in Shreveport-Bossier. In my first year of practice, the floodgates opened, and I received a board subpoena for approximately 12 patient charts. To my knowledge, no patient complaints on these charts were issued. Shortly after, I received a request to attend an informal meeting with the dental board, and I had no idea what the issues or concerns even were.
That was your bill, huh?
I showed these records to my local periodontist, who was also at a loss to find a problem. He said that someone had a vendetta against me because I aggressively advertised. In our August 2007 informal hearing, I was told by the committee they had enough evidence to take me to a formal hearing and that I was guilty unless I proved myself innocent. They told me they had no obligation to tell me what the charges were or even who made them. At the time, I had no idea the committee had already filled out a consent decree, finding my guilt and finding me $30,000 before they even met me. I had no idea that my biggest local competitor had done patient evaluations that had made false and embellished claims about these patients. Facing the impossible uphill battle, I proved myself innocent. I told them my local periodontist had agreed with my diagnosis and had no concerns. As I spoke about the periodontal disease, the hygienist in the room nodded in agreement. The committee took no action against me. I'll repeat that. The committee took no action against me, and I thought it was over.
What committee is that?
It's the DOC, the Disciplinary Oversight Committee.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Dr. Haygood. We passed a law last year that allows any disciplinary actions to go before the APA. Is that right?
I agree. It sunsets in 2 years.
And as I appreciate what happened to you after you testified, I believe Senator Mills and I wrote a letter to them.
You did, yes, sir.
And not only that, Senator Cortez has a bill going through the process right now that's going to deal with any type of retaliation you're talking
Correct.
about. So, not to cut you short, but
this bill changes.
You're covered.
Okay, I am.
Okay.
But here's the deal. This letter that Jerry Smith wrote is full of lies and falsehoods, okay?
But we can't do anything about that.
I sent the committee a letter yesterday, an email, that had a court document from 2016.
Okay.
Okay, y'all all received it. And it's important for 3 reasons. First of all, it's important because the board knows the truth. It's come out in discovery what the board did to me. They went around the process with forged documents and lies and falsehoods. I never should have gone to a formal hearing in the first place.
And I'm believe me, I'm well aware of your dilemma.
Okay. And they've continued 3 years later after they've known the facts to lie about it and lie to you about it and lie to everybody about it.
Well, let me ask you this. What is this bill going to do that's going to deal with that?
It changes, the investigator can be dismissed. It changes some of the ex parte communications that can occur. And it makes it more of a fair process. If the court is found to have violated my due process, then they have to pay my legal bills. So it does a lot of different things that help the process and would have helped me from the very beginning.
Okay.
Okay. The court documents also show that H.O. Blackwood committed perjury. He came into testimony for an hour and lied through his teeth. He was behind all of it. And the board knows this. When I turned him into perjury to the board, they dismissed my complaint with no action. You can't read the facts and not think he didn't lie under oath, because he did. Okay? And the third thing it does, it shows this consent decree is worthless. They knew 2 months at least before this was signed that this was fraudulent. They're still claiming 3 years later that I'm in the wrong, but the facts don't say that. And what I sent you last night shows the facts, it shows the proof, and this dental board needs to admit it. If you can't admit wrongdoing, how do you change? If you can't admit that you had some bad apples in the past and try to make it right for the future, how's it ever going to be right for anybody else? It's not. So they were told their investigator was corrupt and that their attorney was corrupt. So they fired him. Mm-hmm. But they said, oh, y'all are great friends of ours and we love you and you've done a great job. It's not because of something you've done. Yes, it is. You're a terrible person. You've done all these bad things, and you've been sued for it multiple times. Let's call it what it is.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out. Look,
this is a great bill, and I think you should look at it. Oh, one more thing. The dental board keeps saying that they've done nothing wrong, and the OIG is investigated. The OIG went up and down this state and heard over 24 dentists. And they heard the same stories of corruption, extortion, harassment, the same exact verbiage. So they knew it was true. And Peter Ochinko left in 2016 for a better job, thinking that Camp Morrison was going to go to jail. And now the OIG writes they found no evidence of corruption or wrongdoing or criminal action. Somebody's not being honest. And this state just deserves better.
But I don't know what we can pass Senator Milkovich's bill, but I don't know if we can do all.
Well, it's time for them to be honest.
I understand, but you talk about the OIG, you talk about the APA and everything.
I know.
I appreciate your passion, but I don't know that we can do what you want us to do, other than pass Senator Milkovich's bill or amend it to.
Let's do that. That's a great bill.
All right, good.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Does he want to speak?